Hey, how's it going? So tonight, the thing that I want to talk about is the fact that traffic won't make sense unless you understand this about your coaching business. Pound live if you happen to be catching this live. Pound replay if you happen to be catching this via the replay. If you want a deeper dive and you would like to take advantage of a free marketing optimization call whereby we identify the one thing that you can do to generate more leads and to make more sales, you can take advantage of that free marketing optimization call by going to VladimirAdonis.com. So traffic won't make sense unless you understand this about your coaching business. There's a lot of things in life that brings us great pleasure, but at the same time, that same thing could bring us pain. There's a couple of things that comes to mind when I think about how can something bring you pleasure, but at the same time bring you pain. The first thing that comes to mind is a bicycle. When I was going through the process of learning how to ride a bicycle, I don't know if the concept of training wheels just didn't exist or whatever the case may have been, but I have a lot of bruises as a result of trying to learn how to ride a bicycle. So for me, it was very painful. To today, I can look at my knee and I can see some bruises, and it's a direct correlation of me learning how to ride a bicycle. And from what I can remember, it took me a couple of weeks, maybe a couple of months to learn how to ride a bicycle. Now, my daughter, on the other hand, I recall, I don't remember if she had training wheels or not, but I recall holding her, helping her to go through and to learn how to ride a bicycle. And my daughter learned how to ride a bicycle within about an hour time. So for her, it brought her great pleasure, and it wasn't necessarily a difficult process. Or by for me, it was a much more difficult process, as it relates to the learning process. The second thing that comes to mind is relationship. I think relationship is a wonderful thing. Relationship could bring a lot of wonderful pleasure, but at the same time, some people are very, as a result of the relationship could really turn some people sour, and the relationship could bring about a lot of different pain. So you have some people that have a lot of pleasure from having a relationship, but at the same time, when things don't go right, it could be very sour and it could bring a lot of pain. I don't watch a lot of TV, but one of the shows that I used to watch is a show that's called 90 Day Fiance. In case you've never heard of the show before, let me give you the general concept. The general concept is an individual who's living here in America connects via the internet to an individual that's living in a different country. So they go through the process and they make a connection online. And then after they make the connection online, in most cases, the person that's living here in the United States go over to the other country, to connect with the person, to meet with the person for the very first time, and to connect with that individual to go through the marriage process, and they become a fiance, and they have 90 days to make things work. And I recall when I'm watching that show, you would see some very, very, very happy moments where people are just like extremely happy. But at the same time, you will see some moments that are pretty devastating, pretty hurt. You see people crying, and you see just a whole bunch of different ups and a lot of different downs. So again, pleasure plus pain, up and down, up and down. So that's the second thing that I think about. The last and the final thing that I think about when I think about, okay, one thing that can bring people a lot of pleasure, but at the same time bring them a lot of pain is marketing platforms. You have marketing platforms such as Google. You also have marketing platforms such as Facebook. You speak to one business owner, and that business owner says, you know what? If Facebook wasn't around, my business wouldn't be around. I receive so many leads. I get so much business. I make so much money as a result of marketing on a platform such as Facebook. So that's one business owner that loves Facebook. And you have another business owner that says, you know what? I cannot get Facebook to work for me. I've spent thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars, and I cannot get any type of return on investment. One person receives a lot of pleasure from it, right? Financial pleasure in this specific instance. And you have another person that's receiving a lot of pain that says, I've lost so much money. I've been trying to make this thing work for so many different years. And I believe the difference between an individual that makes a platform such as Facebook works and an individual that doesn't make it work is something I call time and commitment. So here's what I mean. I am live right now shooting a video, and what's going to happen is that some people is going to, at the beginning of this video, start to watch this video and completely fall off. Within a couple of seconds, they're going to be like, you know what? this is not for me, and they're going to leave. And I'm perfectly fine with that, because at the same time, there's going to be people, if this video ends up being 10 minutes or so, there's going to be people that's going to consume this entire video. Well, guess what? The person that consumes this entire video, that person is for me. And because that person is for me, now I can potentially invite that individual to the next step of my marketing and or my sales process. Facebook marketing, Facebook ads, for example, gives you the ability to track people that watch your video when you're running ads. You can run an ad for video views, and you can identify someone who's watched 5% of your videos, 95% of your videos, 100% of your videos. Someone that's watched 100% of your videos, they've given you time and they've given you commitment. And for that reason, now you can go ahead and retarget those individuals to go ahead and make your ads and to go ahead and make your marketing just that much more effective. So what do you need to do? You need to create assets that allow you to be able to identify people that gives you time and people that gives you commitment, because then you can focus on those individuals, because we know that not 100% of the people that start the process of seeing your video, watching your video, or consuming your content is going to resonate. It's impossible for 100% of the people to resonate with anything. That's why there's a lot of different content creators out there, a lot of different people that share thoughts and knowledge and expertise. It's just by design. You're not going to be for everyone. I'm not for everyone. You're not for everyone, right? So long as we can live with that fact and know that there's people out there that is for you, so long as you give them the opportunity to spend some time with you and to make a commitment with you, and you have a proper way to track that, that in itself can make a platform such as Facebook, Facebook ads, Facebook video views work for you, because all of a sudden you can say, hey, you know what, I'm going to create, 5, 10 videos, and I'm going to put those 5 or 10 videos out there, and I'm going to allow it to be able to find and identify the people who's right for me. I know that I'm going to be able to find people who's right for me. And once I find the people, hey, how's it going? Thanks for joining live. Once I find the people that are right for me, now I can go ahead and remarket to them, and I can go ahead and ascend and invite them to the next step of the marketing process. So essentially, at the end of the day, it's about time and commitment. Allow people the opportunity to spend some time with you, get to know you, build that know, like, and trust factor. Allow people the opportunity to make commitments with you, micro commitments, because micro commitments lead to bigger commitments. And when that happens, right, they're going to, definitely ascend. Your story, your tone, your way, your walk, your talk, everything about you is going to be magnetic to a group of individual. And at the same time, it's not going to be magnetic to another group of individual. There's attraction and there's repel. I'm going to attract some people, perfectly fine, hooray. And I'm going to repel other individuals. Maybe it's my accent, I don't know. But that's just the way that it is, right? So live with that fact, allow people the opportunity, and that way you can start to make traffic work for you. Pound live if you live, pound replay if you happen to be catching this via the replay. Thanks for tuning in. That's all I have for you for right now. I'll talk to you soon.